Welcome to East Tennessee Pinball. Today I'm going to work on this Mousin Around a little bit. This is actually one of the nicer Mousin Around. It is the nicest Mousin Around I've ever seen. I mean, it's got, somebody's totally taken it all the way. They got the powder coated legs and got the matching trim on it. It's everything that could be powder coated is powder coated. Got the lit bottom to it. It's got an upgraded sound system. It's LED throughout. But today I'm going to work on the LEDs because one of the problems with the LEDs is there's a lot of ghosting. Let me get going in the game here and you'll kind of see what it looked like. That mess is not lit. It looks worse than you can really see the ghosting on the camera more than in reality. Like that 3 is not lit, but you see it doing like that. You can kind of see that with your eyeball, but not so much. The phone actually accentuates the ghosting. You can see the ghosting even more than in real life. But so this it's gonna be hard for y'all to see how bad it is or how good it is. Like that end right there. That's about how it looks, that end ghosting. Some of these other ones are ghosting, and some of the bulbs only ghost when something else on that column or row is on. But it's pretty annoying. So I bought this OCD kit. Let me turn this sound off. This LED OCD kit from Comet Pinball. It's basically a little plug and play board that you stick in the back box, and it essentially ramps up the voltage to the LEDs and then ramps them off, so they kind of behave a little bit more like an incandescent bulb, and you don't get all that ghosting issues. So it should fix all of it. I probably have some ghosts. Some of these are flashers that are ghosting. What I'll do with those is when I end up cleaning this game up, it's pretty clean anyway, but I'll shop it a little bit, I'll probably put in incandescent flashers because I'm not really a fan of the LED flashers anyway, and they're real prone to ghosting. So I think I'll probably just take care of get rid of them. But anyway, so I'm gonna open up this package and see what's inside. So this particular one, so I make these for different systems. This is for the System 11, and they make them for the GI and also for the controlled lights. I just got the one for the control lights. So there's a little board. And I basically think what all that's going on is you're routing all the cables into this and then back out of it again for all the rows and columns. I think that's pretty much the gist of it. I guess we'll have to get to all these extra cables, fun, and little jumpers, some mounts for the board. I guess we should probably read the instructions. Turn the power to the game, wait 10 minutes. Well, I probably won't wait 10 minutes, maybe 10 seconds. If I waited 10 minutes every time I worked on the game after I turned it off, I'd never get anything done. Move translight, lower speaker panel, blah, blah, blah. Use the included screws to install the PCB. I think I won't install it until I figure out where everything else is going to go and figure out where it's going to go. One end of the ground block has a 2-pin connector. The other has a 2 9-pin connector. Just a declarative statement, doesn't tell me to do anything. Connect the single 2-pin connector to J4, the LED OCD cord. Oh, here, I should have read the first thing. For instruction installation with full color photos, go to blah, blah, blah. Well, I think I'll go there. I think I'll just go to ledocd.com because I don't want to type in all the other stuff, and I bet I can find the rest of the instructions. Okay, I went to ledocd.com, and here's what I find. Support, how about that? I guess we want the hardware installation. I guess LED OCD hardware, yeah. Okay, yeah, this is looking System 11. So I think we want purchased after, yeah, because I just purchased it recently and it's 2023. So All right, so yeah, this is going to be a little easier because we've got pictures of everything. Okay, so I think I'll open up the cabinet and start going through these one by one. All right, I'm already at step 6. Made it look like that. All right. We'll scroll on and see what 7 says. If there's a connector to IJ5 the CPU, remove it first. Let's go look. IJ6, there'd be IJ5 right there. Yeah, that's definitely IJ5. Okay, that's removed. Warning, make sure that the side of the connector that hangs over the CPU board has a cover installed. This prevents the legs of the resistors from being able to short the inside of the connector. Oh, I missed a step. Okay. Connect the remaining connectors of the provided ground cable. So that's one we just connected onto the board. So it's this other side here. All right. So we're putting it on the board basically like that. Yeah, with the 2 wires coming off to the right. I'm looking at this one right here. So it's going to go on the game just like that. We're going to do that. Except it's going to have to go in just like this. Well, that's nice. They've got the plug in there. That's good. Oh. Except it's backwards. That little piece there usually faces the inside because it, see, doesn't want to fit over there because it's got these little stops on the back side. Those, because it's supposed to, the one, the barbed end is supposed to face inward, generally speaking, on these things. See the top one there? See that one there, how the barbed side is facing the plate? Am I going at this backwards? Maybe it's supposed to go, maybe I go like this. That's the way it's got to be. Oh, yes, because they said make sure you have this little insulator bracket towards the board. So their picture in the manual has the wires going off to the right. In the case of the wire I've got, the wires need to come off to the left. So that threw me off, the wires going to the right. Okay. So this should go on a little bit better. Yep, okay. So that's correct. All right. See, that's what threw me off, those wires going to the right, but they're going off to the left on the cable I've got. Okay. So next step, secure the cable using LED valuable cable clips. I'm going to do all that stuff, tidying up after I get it all installed. The column output yellow cable has 2 9-pin with the key at pin 5, the other key at pin 8. So 9-pin connector with 5 and 8. It's yellow. At least in the picture it's yellow. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 9. And that was at 5, and that's the other one's at pin 8. Okay, so this is it. So it goes, looks like the 8-pin connector goes into the, or the one with the plug goes on the 8th slot away from the capacitors. And that is on the Yeah, the top one is facing like this. So it's going to go just like that. All right. And it's going to, the other end's going to go into IJ7 or 1J7. So it's going to go right here. All right, that's done. Okay, 9-pin connector. Okay. Insert. Okay, we did 14. 15 is insert the other side. $14 we did, okay. I'm just confused because it says the other side. Insert the other side of the Z connector. We haven't done the first side, so that's a little, the language threw me off. Insert, let's just say a side of the Z connector into the remaining 9-pin connector on the LED OCD column output cable. I don't know which one is the LED OCD column output cable. Looks like it's got, are they all identified at the top of the instructions? No. Is the yellow one called something? I don't know. We've got 3 of these. Let's figure out which one we're talking about at first. Those 2 are not the same. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the one that's missing the pin right in the middle. So it's this one here. Ah, I see what I had. I jumped ahead. So that's what I get for not reading instructions more closely. So I put the new one right on there, but I've got to put that into the old one, and then, yeah, put that in there, and then, okay, I think I see what I got to do. Okay, insert the 9-pin connector into the connector removed from the CPU board. All right, so that'd be this one here. It's hard to do with one hand. All right. Get that one done. Insert the other side of the Z connector into the remaining 9-pin connector on the LED OCD column output cable. Jeez, do they mean LED OCD column output cable? I think they moved this one right here. It's got to go this way. I'm not sure what it's getting plugged into there, so Well, that looks about the same. Secure, okay. Now we're on to the next connector, the red one. It's got a big one on one side and a small one on the other. So it looks like this one, I believe. That's that side, and that's the other side. Okay, so that's that one. Connect the small side here with the plug towards the caps on the bottom middle right. Okay. Done. Disconnect the lamp. Part of what's messing me up is the instructions are above the picture, and I've done a lot of technical writing in my days, and that's just not the way I've ever learned to do it. The pictures are always above the heading, so it's kind of thrown me off. So unplug 1J6. That's that one right there. Okay, now we're going to put in another one of these. I think it's that one there. That one looks the same, like the fourth one up is empty. Okay, plug that in. Which one was that plugged into? That goes into the one from the CPU board. Okay, that'd be this one right here. That looks right. All right, that's done. And now, so that plug, that next plug, it goes, that blue one, the small end goes right there on the bottom of the board. I just plugged it in right there. The other end of the blue cable goes to 1J7. All right. Now we got white one with red connectors right here, and it goes to the red side of it. Well, the small side of it, I should say, with the plug towards the caps. All right. And I bet it goes on the other end of the 1J6. All right, we've used everything in the box except for the mounting hardware, so we've got to mount this, and we got to tidy up all these wires. So really, it's just tying in all these in line with the lamp matrix. So we should be able to turn this thing on. That's not going to short on the glass, and see what it looks like. I just found one more part. And we've got this empty, the old connector here. So basically this thing was just stealing ground from that connector there. So I'm gonna go back and look at the instructions again, but I bet this goes right here, and then this connector goes on the top of here. I wasn't reading it close enough. Yeah, I skipped this step right here, which is just what I was talking about. So there's this male between the piece I put in and the old connector. So I'm going to just stick that in the game real quick. Really don't like pressing on those sand resistors underneath there. I'm going to put the phone down and do this with 2 hands. Okay, I got that plugged in. So everything's plugged in. I guess I'll go ahead and boot it up. Hopefully nothing catches on fire. For sure, we'll do a smoke test. I don't see any smoke. Wow, it looks so much better. Even on the camera, it looks better. Start a game.
So you want to mouth around?
I don't know if you can tell on camera, but those are like going whoom, 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 like an incandescent bulb. It's like they look like incandescents, except they're brighter. And some of these flashers are still tweaking. See, like that flasher there, every time I hit the flipper, it pops. It's just a little bit of feedback. That's gonna have to put in I'm gonna swap out all these LED flashers. I'm not a fan. See those two there? I'm hitting the flipper and they're firing. There's another one. You know, just put in the 906 or whatever it's calling for on those flashers, and that'll take care of that. And they're plenty bright. You don't need well, everybody can have what they want. For me, I don't need my retinas burned by a LED flasher. A regular flasher's bright enough for me. So this looks way, way better. I guess I still gotta mount this thing somewhere. I'm not sure. Oh, there's a good spot right there. I think that's where I'll stick it, right there. Geez, this is kind of a mess of wires. I will say that. No getting around that. But the result is good. That does add a little complexity to your game, for sure. But overall, it does look better. Not too much effort to install it if you can read directions better than I can. So anyway, I'll do this installation. I mean, it's just yeah, those 4 little plastic offsets, and then put a screw through it. I might drill a pilot hole through these. This is, I don't know, might be able to get a sheet metal screw through that. Anyway, I'll save that. I'll leave that off camera. It's just drilling holes and putting screws in. But yeah, it's always good to tidy this stuff up a little bit so it's not just hanging all over the place. But I think that's where I will put it, something like that. And then get those wires tucked up a little bit better. I don't know. You could also stick it over here on the side. Maybe that's actually better. I think it is. That way it's not on top of the board. If you want to take the board out, it's a little bit less of an issue. I think that's where I'll put it, right here. It's also going to make putting those screws in a little bit easier, sticking them in the wood instead of that metal plate. Anywhere over here. Yeah, I think I'll stick it right there. That's where I'm going to put it. So anyway, if you like these videos, click the like button and hit the subscribe button. Until next time, adios. So here's what the board looks like mounted in there. I got 3 of the 4 screws in there. There's 1 screw that's supposed to go right between those 2 connectors, but you can't get a nut driver in there to do it. So I left that one of the 4 out, but it's very secure. So anyway, those cables pretty much just lay down in there. So I'm not really going to tie them up. I might. Yeah, some of these would be better if they'd have been. Those 2 would be better if they were underneath that other one. But you know, it's okay. Really, that was not much to put in there. It took me about 20 minutes. I had to do it. Another one would probably take me about 5. So not bad at all. About 150 bucks. So if you've got some ghosting problems on System 11, this is the same board for System 11 or Data East. Pretty good solution. Wow, I just had a total dope moment. Those are the latches for the door. So yeah, that's not gonna work. We're gonna put it back where I thought in the first place, which is gonna have to be back over here. Either that or it really doesn't work here. So I'm gonna have to put it here, which that kind of sucks. Yeah, the door's got to rest basically on that. So nope, that's not gonna work. It's coming out. Probably have to drill some pilot holes. I hate doing that. Hopefully, maybe I'll just get, maybe I'll get it to self-tappers go through that plate. Okay, I got it in there now. I didn't even really notice. It's got some diagnostic LEDs. I don't know if that's telling me what the voltage is or something, probably. Anyway, so I had to actually drill pilot holes. That plate's a little bit too thick for the screws ahead. So anyway, but it's in there. And it's all done. Game's booted up, and I can shut the door now. So that will end this video. Cheers.